All right, guys. Thanks for joining me again. Allie, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very good. All right, everybody. I have Ally Carman from Red Bank Catholic um, joining me today. So I heard you just got done with a pretty good workout.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty hard.
Yeah, knowing your dad, I'm not surprised. How's the weather where you're at? It just started pouring up here.
Yeah, it's actually pretty hot. Yesterday it was 90 degrees. It was pretty rough, but it's kind of cooled down today.
All right. Yeah, it's been raining on and off up in Howell. So,
Yeah, we had a pretty bad storm the other day. It was like 2 days ago, I think.
okay, yeah. So just weird that it's pouring down here and in other parts it's not really that bad.
Yeah.
Get started. How have you been dealing with the virus? I don't know how Red Bank Catholic was doing school, but like what kind of things was RBC doing during the virus?
Well, as far as my family goes with the virus, we've been very fortunate. No one's been diagnosed or gotten sick. We're just trying to stay as safe as possible. Um, and for school, I actually don't really mind the change that much. I kind of like that we get to work at our own speed. You know, if you need to see something again, you can go back and watch the video over. And I think that's really beneficial for grades. And when I'm done with school, I like to just go right into the workout. So I think it kind of makes my day more structured.
Okay, yeah. Just quick question. Some of the public schools, like Jess Repeat was telling me, basically she just logs on in the morning, gets her assignments, and as long as they're done by like 11 o'clock at night, she could do them whenever. Is RBC similar, or are they like, because I know St. Rose, you had to be available on the computer from like 9 to 2, and a couple other schools were like that.
Yeah, no, we're a little bit different. Like my first class, you have to check in at 8:30, and that class ends at 9 o'clock. So you have those 30-minute intervals between each class, and you have 5 minutes between each. So we do have a schedule we have to follow, and we do that from 8:30 to 1 o'clock.
Okay, so a little more structured than some of the public schools, but not as bad.
Yeah.
Getting into the fun stuff. When did you start playing basketball?
I feel like I've been playing basketball forever. I started to play in middle school for Barnegat because that's where I'm from. But I really didn't seriously get into basketball until about 7th grade, and that's kind of when I found out about AAU.
Mm-hmm. Did you play any other sports?
Yeah, I used to play volleyball, and I really liked it. I think it's a really fun sport, but then it started to interfere with basketball, so I kind of had to step off of a team. But my family and I still find a way to play in our backyards, and we still play it as fun.
I've noticed, talking to a few players and knowing a couple of them have picked up volleyball, for the fall to, get ready for basketball season. It's just, interesting. Volleyball did not exist as a high school sport when I was in high school. It was a sport I always enjoyed, but I know a lot of basketball players see a lot of similarities and, like to pick that up as a second sport to help them in the off season.
Yeah.
Now you have two sisters, correct?
I do.
All right. One is a freshman with you, right?
Yeah, Emma's a freshman, and Tessa is in 7th grade.
7th grade. They both play basketball?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the only thing they're focusing on right now?
Yeah. Tess might pick up track. She's kind of been interested in that, and she also likes volleyball. Tessa likes all those types of sports. She likes to mix it up a little bit. And then Emma's kind of like me in the sense that we like volleyball, but we play basketball.
Focus on basketball. Now, being the older sister, do you try to help them? Give them any pointers in that?
Yeah, I try to be the best influence I can on them. We like to work out a lot together, and I try and push them wherever I can. But sometimes it's nice to have them to push me if I ever need it. We work together in that sense.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool that Emma's only one grade behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Tessa's not that far behind. So you said she's in 7th grade?
Yeah.
So you'll be able to play at least one season with her at RBC, right?
Yeah, my senior year she'll be a freshman.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
We'll talk about your parents. I've gotten to know your father this past season, and
lucky you.
yeah, but You're very supportive of you. What have your parents meant to you, your development?
Being that they were both Division I athletes, they're very educated in the best way to succeed in a sport. So, whether it's nutrition or just the right way to work out, they've really shown me the way that it should be done. So they've really helped.
Yeah, I talked to, JT on Wednesday, and he very talked highly of your mother, the basketball background.
Mm-hmm.
And he was joking that, your father is, on the bottom of the totem pole as far as athletes in that family.
Yeah.
So just, talking to your father, if there was a game that he didn't make that that I happened to see of RBC, I would say, Ally played really well. And, he's one of these parents, which I respect, it's not always about bragging about the kids. It's like, what, there's always a room for an improvement.
Mm-hmm.
How has he helped you that way with that mindset? Him being a professional football player, it has to be an advantage, teaching you not just how to play sport, but the mentality.
It's, one of my coaches that I used to train with, Elijah Allen, that's his whole thing, is just mentality. And, my dad tells me all the time too, it's really, you got to stay humble to yourself. You got to watch other players and learn from them. You can't think to yourself, oh, well, I'm the best player, because there's no room for improvement there.
I mean, that's a great mindset.
Mm-hmm.
When we get it, start talking about your high school career a little bit, I'll talk a little bit, just the improvements I saw in you just this past, from the start to the end of the season. Really impressive. Coming up, who are some of the trainers you've worked with?
I think the trainer I work the most with is Tiny Green.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of miss just being at hoop group and seeing everyone. I feel like everyone's an influence. Like if you're training and somebody sees something that can be fixed, they'll come and help you. So I really miss the energy and the atmosphere of hoop group. I trained with Mike Rice before. He's really motivating and fun to train with. Tracy Sabino, she's my AAU coach. I've trained with her before. And also my mom's a really great post coach too.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. And we don't have to go through some of the players, but just, you brought up hoop group and Tiny. Just talk a little bit about the player, the talent level that goes there. And, you talk about you want getting back, where they could help you and stuff, and just bringing out, it's good that everyone's working out at home doing these drills, but sometimes you're missing that competitive edge. Is that something you find, beneficial when you're at like a hoop group setting that you're missing out right now?
Definitely. It's something I think I would probably say I miss the most. Just walking into the gym and seeing, who am I going to play today? Who's my competition? And then everybody's pushing you to get better. Even when Tiny's yelling, it's just so that you get better and then you improve yourself. And it really, just having that push, that motivation. And I'm a post player, so I play a lot of post players, and then post players are all different, I feel, whether they're faster or stronger, or so it's great to have that versatility, to have someone as big as you just pushing you around, and it's nice to have that there.
I like you brought up, Tiny yelling at you, but not just that, but people got to understand when coach yells at you, you can't take it personal. They're just trying to, they see more. They see, you could be doing better. They know what your potential could be. And, it's not a personal attack on you. They're just trying to get more out of you so you could see where your potential is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, high school, you decided on a Red Bank Catholic. What was one of the reasons you decided to go to a private school?
Well, my family and we actually kind of decided last minute. We were pretty sure that I was going to Barnegat, but then Tiny pushed us to go and just see the tour. And as soon as we stepped in there, the campus is so beautiful, and the level of education just can't compare to like what's down here. Down here is just, it's okay. I'm not trying to, diss it or anything, but it's really nice up there, and there's so many more options. And the basketball facilities were so nice. They have their own X center. It's so nice. And the coaching staff too, they were welcoming, and it was just exciting.
Yeah, I went through something similar. I was going to go to Howell High School, went on the St. Rose open house, and, I just fell in love with it, and that's where I wanted to go. And, the smaller settings, something I benefit from, and, talking to some of the other kids that have gone to private schools, they like that smaller setting. let's talk about a little about the RBC coaching staff. You know, Coach Montano has been there a long time. I think he's been there since I was in high school. How is it playing for him?
Playing for Coach Montano, it's an experience. He pushes you really hard to be your best self, and I think that's another reason that we really decided to go there, is because we had a meeting with him and he told us, I'm going to play whoever is the best. Not if you're a senior, not if you're a junior, I'm going to play whoever is best. And that was really important to us, so that I have to earn my position instead of it just being given to me just for my height or whatever the case may be. But my mom and I knew that he was going to push me to where I need to be.
That's great. How about, what were some goals, that you had, going into high school? What were some goals that you might have set for yourself, not just for your freshman year, but goals that my first day RBC, first practice, some goals that you had that you wanted to accomplish throughout your 4 years there?
Well, I definitely wanted to work on my academics all around and just really try and improve that altogether. In my basketball, I just wanted to take my career to the next level and learn what it was like to play at that higher level.
How about just for your freshman year itself? Did you, make team, get in certain minutes, or, what kind of?
It really was to just, learn how to play there, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. Just learn how everything worked. And I did. My goal was to start and to get where I wanted to be, setting myself up for sophomore year.
Your first year, what kind of which upperclassmen maybe took you under your wing or were able to show you the most your freshman year?
I feel like freshman year, they were all so welcoming, in the sense that if I had a question in practice, they were there for me. Or if they saw I was struggling with a drill, they would, whisper to me, hey, you're supposed to do this, or hey, you're supposed to do that. They were all there for me. And it was really nice.
I mean, and that's great. Like you said, when you're a senior, both sisters will be there. It's something that you could pass along to them, keep the tradition going, because I'm sure, knowing the way Joe, he's been there, like I said, since I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
You're not that successful all those years, unless you do the same program and the kids buy in and
Right.
you're able to do that. So move on a little bit to your sophomore year. I got to see you play your sophomore year. I wish I got to see you play freshman year, just to see your improvement. But like I said, from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, I saw a nice improvement. You just looked so smooth in the post and confident towards the end of the season. I want to just talk about two of your teammates, Justine and Sophia. It seems the three of you, to me, it just seems you three are very close.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Sophia first. Her being such a good point guard, and to me, she's a pass first point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying she can't score. She's just the type of point guard that pass first. How does she make your job easier, being such a good passer and such a solid point guard?
Well, even from freshman to sophomore year, and I play on the same AAU team as her, so we get to spend a lot of time together. She has become such an amazing passer and knows exactly where I need the ball. She can read the defense sometimes better than I can, and if I ask for it high and she passes it low, she'll tell me on the way back, hey, I think that was a better pass. And if it got to me, it got to me. She's really, really good at passing, and I look forward to playing with her more.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about some goals, going forward. But, next season, with you, Justine, and her, it's a three-headed monster. It could be, all these NBA teams, they always say you need the 3 stars. RBC has that. Now, let's talk a little Justine, how she helps you, because, her range can help stretch the defense and, help you, avoid the double teams and triple teams you might see.
Yeah.
How does Justine help you, become a better player and free you up?
Because I feel like a team either has to face guard Justine or face guard me, and I think it makes it really hard from like a defense perspective, that who are you going to guard? Because if Justine's on and I'm on in the same game, what are you going to do, And I just feel like it makes the defense choose between one of us, and I think that's challenging.
Yes, and it's makes you guys very dangerous on the offense end. Did you kind of got right into the players? What were some goals you had going into this past season?
I just wanted to work on the things that I saw freshman year. We watch a lot of tape in my house, and we were just going through and we wrote down everything that we thought we really, really needed to focus on. So I tried to this year bring that all together. I tried to work on my finishing more, and I just tried to be more consistent.
That's great, and that comes with knowing your parents, how dedicated they are, and that's great. Obviously you watch tape, and that's the only way you're gonna get better is people, pointing out the mistakes and you working on them. I wanted to. I want to talk a little bit about the state playoff run. Short tournament run during the season. You guys whipped St. Rose pretty good that first game. Your team had a lot of energy that game, and you coach didn't you guys didn't take the foot off the gas, which was playing a team like St. Rose you can't. Just wanted to talk about how it was. You guys beat them twice, and then come states, it was a tough game. You end up losing. What was the mentality after that? That state game.
I don't know. I just think that maybe later on in the season we were a little bit, we get tired, and I think that we were still very, very excited. St. Rose is a great team. We're always really, really excited to play them. And I just think that they took that round. I think it was two good teams going at each other, and I think at the end they just pulled it through.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a competitive game. Now, out of you guys, Shea Sabino's graduating, Fab's moving on, so you have a good core coming back. What has Fab been able to teach you? Because to me, she is the best defender in the shore. She could defend out. She could defend the post. Has she been able to help you at all with the post defense?
Yeah, Fab's been a really, really good leader throughout my whole career so far. In every drill, she's jumping up first if Coach Montana needs someone, and I think she's been a good leader to everyone, showing everybody what a leader should look like. And as far as defense goes, she's really good at help defense in the post if we're running through drills or whatever it is, and it makes me realize that somebody's going to be there, and it challenges me personally, and I think it makes me better as a player.
Absolutely. Now I want to talk a little bit about only a sophomore. People don't realize that when you guys were getting ready to play Manchester, everybody talks how great Destiny is, and come think of it and how good you are. You're only a sophomore. Destiny's only a junior. We still got another couple of years of getting to watch you play another year at Destiny. It's really great to see that, like that. What are some goals you have going into your junior and senior years? First, maybe some individual goals, and then some team goals you have set.
Well, personally, I want to be able to be such a consistent finisher that it's just I never miss. I don't know if that's possible, but that's what I'm going for. I want to be a lot stronger, quicker, and I just want to be maybe more of a versatile player, work on my outside game. I've been working on that lately. And as far as the team goes, I want to win the TOC. I think we have so much potential to do that if we just buy into what Coach Montano is saying. And I really think we could go somewhere with that.
No, I definitely agree. Your team does have the potential. It just stinks that probably the best teams in the shore are also the best teams in the state that are all in the same state group. You guys, St. John Vianney, St. Rose. That's a tough group, and to me, always the best team is whoever comes out of that group. No matter what. You guys just beat during the season. Figured. Look at the schedule you guys had last year. You had Manasquan twice, St. Rose twice, Rumson twice. I mean, you guys play one of the toughest schedules, and even the coach scheduled some pretty tough games for you girls. Outside the conference as well. We'll move on. Let's move on a little bit. AAU. What teams have you played for in AAU?
I've always been a short shot. I played for the 22 short shots, probably through up until 8th grade-ish. And then I moved to the 2021 short shots.
Who's your current coach?
Who's my current coach?
Yeah, for short shots.
Sabino.
Okay. Who are some teammates that you play with now on short shots?
I play with Allison Waters, Chloe Teeter, Tony Panayides, Sophia Sabino, Allie McGinn, Maddie McCrae, and then we have 2 new additions, Colleen McQuillan and then Jess Reapy.
I mean, those are some very good players you just named there. And, playing with Sophie for so long, you could see that chemistry at the, RBC games, which, it's always good when a point guard and a center have that kind of relationship. How has AAU season being delayed affected you? What are your thoughts on that? I mean, it looks like there might be some games down the road. When I started doing these interviews, it didn't look like that was going to happen. So how did it feel, being delayed, and what's your thoughts? Hopefully it's going to be starting up soon.
I mean, I'm really upset everything's been delayed. I was looking forward to it so much, especially with the new girls. I feel like even our tryouts was so upbeat and exciting, and I was just looking forward to it so much. But I also feel in a positive way that this is so much time for us to just work on ourselves as people. And Coach Tracy has been giving us a bunch of workouts to do just to keep ourselves in shape. And then we work on our Zooms and we talk and we discuss things. And we're talking about actually doing practices now, which is kind of exciting.
Yeah, that's good. I've seen some AAU teams have been practicing, and it'd be good to see everybody get back on the court finally. Even as fans, we're going crazy too, wanting some basketball or any soccer or whatever sport. How about, I don't know if you're only a sophomore. Do you know what you think you would like to study when you get to college, or?
I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, if you don't know, it's fine, because like I said, you're only a sophomore. I know college kids that change their major every year.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where I want to. I know kind of what path I want to go on, but not exactly what I want to
study. Okay. How about who are your role models? Could be family, professional.
I think my biggest role model is probably my mom. Just because she's so hardworking and she's always shown me like you have to be strong for yourself when things get tough, and just really the dedication she puts into us every day. It's really inspiring.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. I love when kids bring up their own parents as the role models, and which shows that close family, and everyone's supporting each other. That being said, before we wrap up, what kind of advice can you give, that you would give your younger sister or, younger kids that want to pursue basketball, take it to the level that, you play it at?
That when it gets tough, it's the most important time, and that it may seem like it's really, really hard, and sometimes it is, but you got to keep pushing, because that's how you're going to get to where you want to be.
That's great. All right, Ally, I appreciate you joining me, and we'll definitely get you back on in the future. Maybe after RBC wins a state title, I get you and Justine. Does that sound?
Sounds good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem, Ally. And tell your family I said hello.
Bye.
Bye.